Paxton, a lot of times companies, startups, app companies start out doing a lot of building in growth mode, and then maybe they get into uh, operation mode where they're just maximizing profits and just operating the company. Maybe the development has sort of waned a bit, and then you can get into selling mode where you're trying to sell. I'm just sort of curious, from your perspective, are those the modes? Do you consider those sort of the modes that are fairly typical? And where would you say you are with DriveWeather?
That's a great question because when I started off, and again, like ignorance is bliss, right? Like if I knew all the work that was involved, I wouldn't have done it. There's no way. I thought literally I'll code it for a year, it'll be out there, and I'll literally be on the beach. Like people will love it. I mean, that was my vision, and I would say if that's somebody's vision, like that's not how it works. At the beginning, when before you release it, it's really great, right? Because you don't have any accountability, any pressure. When you release it, for me, that period was really polishing it off. Because you have to make apps simple, you have to make them easy, it has to be responsive, it can't crash. And every time you add a new feature, you have risks of crashing. And I was terrible at testing it because I kind of knew how it worked, and I was already spent, and testing's like always the last thing you do. And so it was just very difficult. There was a period of after you release it, a year or two, to really polish it off. Listen to the customers, see what they like and don't like.
Gotcha.
Actually, I should say what happened with me, and I think it's probably pretty typical. What you want to do is push out the least viable product, right? The minimal features to see how it responds. As full as you can make it to reach your vision, but and to capture the problem you're solving, to solve that problem, but not all the extra stuff. Because you just want to do it in increments because
Right.
it might not work, right?
Right.
Or somebody could make something better and you've wasted all that time. And so after that's out there and it responds and people like it, then add more features. I'm at that point with DriveWeather where it's a mature product and it's polished. There's still CarPlay I'm going to be adding. It'll be probably released within a month. And there's other features and tweaks and stuff that people have asked for. But I'm at the point where you could easily over engineer things too.
Right.
There's always a temptation with apps. Well, I could add this and this. I get people ask me, well, can you do navigation, or can you do it should tell me hotels on the way? And it's like, no. There's other apps that do that. I'm not getting into that space. There is a temptation to do an app that has everything, but actually people don't like that because you're never going to do it as good as the people who are doing that thing as a primary solution, right?
Right.
In general, I mean, there's always exceptions. And again, for apps, for a small business like myself, I mean, I have a small team of people. The goal is to get the huge user base, and be bought out, right? That's kind of by some company, right? And I get offers every year, but they never really match what it should be, because I feel like the app is in its infancy. Like people don't know that there's apps that will show you the weather on a route that you're driving to, right? And so it's in its infancy. So I think in the
Right.
next 5 years it will grow.